Before I get into they're playing, why I said that they're playing chess while you're playing checkers, I want to start off by expressing my disgust in the general population and their lack of empathy and kindness and awareness, especially within the black community, being that we have a lot of people that are sickly. Okay, we used to be very, respectful of the elderly, and I would think if this whole thing popped off 40 years ago, I think there would be people more wanting to be careful so that they don't do something that would adversely affect an elderly person. Not only that, people don't care that their actions are adversely affecting not only the elderly, but people who are living paycheck to paycheck. People who don't have enough money for daycare, and so they depend on the schools to be open so that they can work. People whose employers don't give a fuck about them, the virus or, you know, what's going on and the what has been said as far as social distancing and things of that nature, or the schools are closed and you got to come to work. 13% of people, I think it's 13% or 3% so far, have lost their jobs. And I think of like service workers, restaurant workers, your baristas, fast food workers, things like that. A lot of places, restaurants and things are shutting down. A lot of those people live paycheck to paycheck. So I find it very disheartening and disgusting, really, especially among my own people, because we should know better. The lack of a heart to not understand that we're playing into the hand, and the things that we're doing, not only us though, but as the nation as a whole, a lot of us are doing, are just making things worse. So you don't care because it's not you. You're healthy. You're a vegan, or you're young. Shit, it don't affect me. Well, shit, if somebody else died, it ain't got nothing to do with me. Oh well, I don't even like my grandma and grandpa. I don't have my grand. I don't my me and my family don't rock like that no way. So why should I care? Me and my mama get into it all the time. I ain't talked to her in 10 years, so I have personal anger issues against my own family and the elders in my own family. So I don't give a fuck about nobody else's elderly and family shit. I'm just gonna be out here, do what I do. It don't affect me. So I mean, if I get it, I won't know I got it anyway. So shoot, I mean, it ain't gonna hurt me none. So that's what I see in a lot of you. I ain't sweating it. Okay, okay, you know. So that means beyond the fact you're comfortable. You're not going to get it. So fuck everybody else. Don't care about the fact that it can you can have it and be asymptomatic, which means that you have no symptoms because you're healthy and your body's doing what it's supposed to do, or you're young and your body's supposed to be doing what it's do. So answer this: what's the difference then in this level of shit, it ain't me, shoot, you not being empathetic or caring about another individual and their livelihood and their life. What's the difference between doing something like this and the things that we frown upon, like people robbing the elderly, or people robbing people, or people senseless killings that could have been avoided, but because the shooter or whoever didn't, I don't give a fuck, shit, I gotta eat some type of way, shooting in the crowds, all these examples that I can give. This is no different to me. That I don't give a fuck. It's not me attitude. I'm gonna run up in this house. It ain't my crib. They got, what I mean. I don't care if it's kids in there, whatever. Like what's the difference? What's the difference? I think above all, before I get started, it's really, I just see the true colors of in a lot of people, and it's sad, you know. And look at me. I get to work from home. And and I thought about it, like I was gonna post, like, yeah, I got my, I got to work from home, woo, woo, but I'm even being empathetic in in the sense of like, well, dang, I really shouldn't be saying that, because there's a lot of people that might see that either them or their family members might be affected by all of this. So I don't want to look like, I don't want it to come off as not, I'm rubbing it in, or I just don't give a, care about other people, or not, or I don't want it to come off as I'm not empathetic about others and what they may be going through due to what's going on. So I didn't even post that. I've been working at home all day. Okay, I get to work home for several weeks, probably get extended the way things are going. But that's all I see is I'm good. I ain't worried. I'm healthy, so I ain't worried it ain't gonna affect me, because I ain't gonna feel it, because I'm healthy. I'm sugar free. It's just like, okay, so what? It just makes me question what type of family, your whole family, if you even have a good family bond with your family. You ain't the black sheep, or they ain't did nothing. You don't have no ill towards your family. You have a good family network. I just want, they must all be healthy. Or is it like you just, or is it like you on the outs with your family? You and your family ain't that cool, so you don't even care. Or what? I mean, because I'm not going to say that you people are ignorant, as in not knowledgeable, or at least not capable of, looking at information, and that everybody else is saying, like, okay, well, the elderly is mostly affected because of underlying health issues, their heart, so it would be like, and there's a lot of people that are out there, like, being cautious because they're thinking about their elderly mother and father, that may be on a CPAP, or got COPD, or taking heart medicine, and so they're like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do this because I don't want to spread this, because you know not only I don't want my family and my elderly mother or father to get sick because of me, I would be devastated, or I would feel some type of way. I would be hurt and feel, whatever, some type of way, if I adversely, because of my negligence, infected somebody else loses their family member because somebody like me, healthy, who just didn't give a fuck because it don't personally affect them. Y'all remember this, because that's your mindset. A lot of y'all mindset shit is it's like it don't personally affect me, so I don't give a fuck. Well, some of y'all be on that, let's all get together and you talk about sellouts and things like that, and all types of different things in the hood where people are doing things, reckless things, with not caring and not and being careless and not caring about the next individual, as as those things being counterproductive and wrong and heartless. Yet you turn around in a situation that is devastating people, not just the sick, but people are losing their jobs. People that the only reason why they're having to shut down everything is because everybody think either it's a joke or they think it's a hoax, or it's a lot of people walking around here like they don't give a fuck because they're healthy. So, and I'm not old, and if I get it, I won't even, I won't even know I have it anyway. And that's for you who know that, because there's a lot of people who don't realize that just because you're young and healthy doesn't mean that you cannot contract this virus. It's just you won't know you have it, or you just might get a little sniffle. You might not, you just think it might be a little bad cold because your body is so optimized. It's so healthy. Your immune system is so healthy. Your lungs are good. So a lot of y'all, like, I see I see it in the groups. I see it on, some of them on my friends list. I'm gonna take note because I'm gonna call you out on it when I see you on some other shit about some shit that's going on in the hood that was committed by a motherfucker in the heat of the moment, not giving a fuck about nobody because it ain't them, and they don't give a fuck. Fuck them, whoever they did it to, fuck them, and fuck their family members, or however it left their broken house, or whoever got to get buried, or whatever the fuck. I'm going to remember this, and I'm going to call you out on it. Don't post no shit about some bullshit that done happened in the hood where it was some dude that basically was reckless, and because he didn't give a fuck because it ain't have shit to do with him and his. And as that example of how we need to stick together or how it's wrong and all this other stuff. That shit, this is very, very revealing, to say the least. You're playing checkers while they're playing chess. You have a camp that believes that this is all a hoax for various reasons. You have the ones that are saying, it's an election year hoax, which is dumb. I'm sorry, that's just dumb. People talking about the vaccines. They're trying to induce panic so they can vaccinate us. And it's like, so no, we're just going to fight against this. Not realizing that these people play chess, not checkers. Yeah, you can see, you're looking at it as from a checker standpoint, like, oh, there's a move right in front of me. I'm just going to jump this man and hit that move right there, right in front, so open right behind you. Oh, boom. No, it's strategy. They're not taking that. The obvious answer is not the road that they take. Oh, they just trying to vaccinate us. Okay. It's called scapegoating. Okay? They deal in scapegoating, mind control, and manipulation. Scapegoating, matter of fact, look up scapegoat rituals. Scapegoat rituals. Okay? Hell, they even say the Jesus concept is a scapegoat ritual. But you can see, once you start to dig into that, you can see they use a lot of scapegoat things, scapegoats when dealing with certain things. So the scapegoat in this would be just playing into the hand of, oh, they're just trying to vaccinate us. So this is all fake. to get us in fear so they can try to vaccinate us. Okay, if that's so, then you're playing right into their hand because they're hoping. Matter of fact, they bet on it because they deal in psychology, okay, and how people will move and react. So they know, they know they know also too. They know that the people, especially black people, don't trust shit the government say. So they know that you're gonna think it's a hoax, or you're not gonna think it's fake, or you're gonna think it's some ulterior motive to them saying distance yourself, don't go out. You know what I'm saying? Stay in the house if you can. They're counting on you to rebel against that, so that then they can come back and say, well, we need to shut the country down and quarantine everybody and martial law, like y'all keep saying. You're just playing into the hand. Now, if they are hoping that you do that, so then that they can say, well, here comes the scapegoat. Well, the American people did not do these things, which was distance himself and, stay in, or, whatever. So, and it has gotten out of control. So now we have to do A, B, and C. Or it lasted so long, and because people were not being cooperative, all these industries and all these people were affected in the stock and everything, and now it's all messed up. But the scapegoat is you. People like you. You got to be smarter than that. They're not playing checkers. The checkers move is how y'all thinking. They're getting you to, they know that's what you're going to do. They know that most people think it's a hoax. Some of y'all don't even think the virus is real. Like, these people aren't diabolical. Like, they won't really release, regardless of the motive behind it, meaning regardless of why they doing it. That virus is real. What you think they not, don't think that they won't release something that is real. Because it's the only way for people to really induce panic. It has to be something real. It's not like, for example, some people think 9/11 was, orchestrated. But they still had to blow up some buildings. Some people had to die. Collateral damage for them to do so. So they didn't fake blow up no buildings, or, I'm sorry, planes crash in the buildings, whichever one. Regardless, people died. It had to happen. Otherwise, people wouldn't believe it. No, it had to be real people. It had to be real devastation. And then lies the scapegoat in that. Oh, the people, the Afghanistan, and, they came from Afghanistan. Some came from Saudi Arabia too, with some, there's no wreckage, but there's some crystal clean IDs that not scorched or burnt or nothing. Saudi Arabia and Afghanistan, and then we go into Iraq. Well, damn, I thought we was going hunting terrorists. Now we on some weapons of mass destruction. Wait a minute, I thought we were just going to war so we can get back the motherfuckers that supposedly ran our planes into these buildings. You see how that works? But you're too busy playing checkers. And you're too busy listening to YouTube famous and hotep individuals that some are smart, don't get me wrong. However, a lot of them are scammers and hustlers. Especially the smart ones, because the smart ones know that you're stupid. They also, just like the politicians, know that the general population is stupid. They know that you're stupid, and they know that they're smarter than you. So they're going to present information in such a way, whether it means giving you partial information because they trust you, trust them enough to not go and fact check or to give you certain links. You ever heard of the saying of oh shit, I don't missed it. I don't lost it. But basically you're only looking for data, that information that kind of proves your point. So that's what they do, and that's what they present. A fault, a lot of the information is true. But see how I know that they scammers, because they're not telling you what I just told you. If or some of them might not know better. Let me not say that, but some of them are smart. So let's just go with the smart ones. I understand silent wars. I understand that there's an agenda to, mass vax everybody, or mass. The pharmaceutical companies want 100% saturation, regardless if you're healthy or not. All of that. But see, all of these YouTube famous and Hotep famous and social media smart ones, especially, that know they play chess, not checkers. Instead of them saying, especially when they use the word hoax, knowing that the population isn't going to take it seriously. And it almost makes me feel like, are y'all double agents? I'm talking about the smart ones and the bow ties and stuff. Are y'all double agents? Because the general population is going to think of that and then dismiss anything, right? Anything that they're telling us to do. Instead of being like, you know what? They trying to vaccinate us. So what we going to do is, so we don't play into their hand, because they hoping that we, that we don't do what we're supposed to do, so that they can give us, so that then they can have a reason to say, oh man, look, it done exploded. Now we got to vaccinate everybody. So what we're going to do is we just going to be cool. We're going to do, whatever they saying, we're going to do that. So then they don't have that excuse. We're not giving them no ammo. We're leaving them with no card, no move. So then if they do try to, it'll be extra obvious. They can't say, oh, it's us. We made it go out of control because because we wasn't paying attention to the quarantine, and we traveling, and what I'm saying, we want to still party and stuff like that. And and because of what we were doing, and we were making things shut down. This is what we gonna do. So then they ain't got no excuse. They can't say, they can't use us as a scapegoat. None of them are saying that, especially the smart ones. There's a couple other things too, a couple topics that I know information on, some solid information, or enough solid information on, to know that they some scammers, because they're not when they talk about these topics, they don't add that particular information into the discussion, which means that their talking points are going to be what's popular for their audience. Just like a business. Like, you're not going to introduce some information that is going to make your audience uncomfortable, or, which is usually tell them that they're accountable or responsible for certain things that they don't want to be accountable for. And again, especially with black folks, we don't want to be accountable for anything. It's either the devil or God's will, right? So we already have that mentality, thanks to slavery and Christianity, the version of Christianity that was taught to our ancestors. Okay, so that's the scapegoat deal. So that's already embedded in our psychic anyway. So again, um, it's never things that are obvious. It's always hidden. Checkers is the obvious move. Boom. Oh, it's the opening right behind. Boop. Oh, I got a double tap. Boop, boop, boop. No. Chess is like, I could move that. But wait a minute. What's this doing over here? What's this piece doing over here? Okay, if I move this, you know what I mean? Like, what is you trying to do? You dig what I'm saying? Um, and lastly, I wanted to talk about, how they're saying, oh, it's fear mongering and fear mongering and the media. And yeah, the media is fear mongering. But here's the thing, though, that shocks me. And I said this is my other video. It's shocking that all of a sudden now you can see that the media does nothing but fearmonger and perpetuate stereotypes and hate and divisive. I don't know. Is it because it's an enemy that you can't go invade now? Because during 9/11, y'all was hot, and it was it was round the clock coverage, and it was just talking. Never forget. It was just like that's all you heard for like a year, every day, every little, just 24 hours, just on it. Had everybody mad at everybody that didn't look Caucasian and may look like they was from the Middle East. They was even beating up Indians, spitting on them, and huh? The fear and the hatred and the instigating that our media does, the programming that our media does, has conditioned people to hate people, to discriminate against groups, ethnicities. But I guess this virus, I guess you can't go beat it up, can't go blow up its mosque, can't shoot like a dog. The fact that it doesn't care that you're America and you got the mightiest military, doesn't care that you're white, doesn't care that you're rich, doesn't care if you're a movie star, doesn't care. It doesn't have reason. Now all of a sudden, oh, the media is fear mongering. Oh, didn't care when the media was fear mongering and perpetuating and spitting out, you know, stories that were very negative towards, the Hispanics and, allowing people to have just, showing just the disgusting sides of America throughout history, mind you, throughout, the television history, to have people have a voice and get on TV, on a camera, and talk about another race, negatively, however we call them, dogs or rapists or whatever. Oh, you didn't, oh, no, you didn't notice that. Didn't notice that then. Most of the time, regardless of a black man, if he's innocent, he gets killed. They always, if he has a mug shot, they always show it. They always interview, it seemed like the most hood speaking female or rough, someone that looks rough and, a hood or maybe poor or whatever to interview. Oh, but now because of this, all of a sudden you realize that the media is a tool for propaganda to make everybody but Caucasians look bad, and to make Caucasians look innocent and heroes and victors and champions and the Olymp, what the Therolampus, you know what I'm talking about, Therolampists, Therolampists. I know I'm saying that wrong. Whatever, right? Therolamp, Therolampus. So, um, let me get through all my notes. Not to say that it's not a hidden, something could be hidden in this. Um, it could be just a case of bioterrorism, to be perfectly honest with you. Especially now that y'all, I've been here, I haven't confirmed them yet, but I've been hearing that now China has broken out with like H1N1 or some new strand of something like the H1N1 or something like that. This just seems like it's just timing. It's like, what? That's just really, they're just now coming off of the dip of a virus, a pandemic virus that started there, and all of a sudden now they're getting that. Like, it just seems like somebody retaliated with their, H1N1, because they have all of these in labs, right? All the, H1N1, Ebola, they still keep it. They have it in the level 4 lab, all the high level infectious diseases. I'm just saying. And it's kind of funny though. It's not funny, but I just find and this again, this shows that the logic and people don't critically think. So nothing was a hoax until it got here. Nothing was a hoax until it got here. Now all of a sudden, things that happen in another country has something to do with America only. We act very arrogant and like the world revolves around us, like the sun, like the planets revolve around the sun, like we're the sun and all the other countries are the planet. So anything that happens, it's, oh, now it's us. It has something to do with us, or you know what I mean? It's just like that arrogant asshole or of herself with the funky ass attitude. And she just thinks she's all that. That's how we are acting right now. Like, cool it. We, it ain't all that serious. You ain't all that cute. Okay? Okay, we ain't all that to other nations, especially our enemies, for them to coordinate. This is from what people I've seen, okay, on people's either comments and stuff. Even our enemies, like Iran and China, will coordinate with America with actors and cameras to do a Fantastic Freddy, or I call them Fantastic Freddies, but you know what I'm saying, to orchestrate something that's fake with cameras and actors in order to fool Americans. Isn't that so self-absorbed? Ew, it's just like a narcissistic behavior. Ironically, we have a narcissist for a president. But less, they're going to cameras, lights, camera, action for their enemy. And they're just playing along with it just to fool Americans. Fool Americans. Forget the fact that America don't have to need outside help to pull off anything here to get people panicked. Because all they needed to do was be like, oh, I, planted a dirty bomb and said Iran did the shit. Or, and then we'd have all mad at Iran. Or, fake some grid, so, fake the terrorist attack on our power grid, anything, because little as quiet as it's kept, in December. I know it was not quite as it's kept because they told us y'all wasn't paying attention. In December 2008, DHS put out an article saying that Americans need to be at least 6 months prepared for a situation where they are on their own without any assistance from state or local or federal government. That means the police, the fire department, water system, electric system. And the topic of discussion at that time was our power grid, and they kind of, there was a lot of articles that came out of how much our power grids are attacked. Our power grids, our water systems, their computers are hacked and attacked. And I know y'all aren't thinking of it like, oh, well, so, I mean, it'd be up to, power be up. No, 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 no. You can attack certain spots and 12 to 20 states will go out. And certain things, and they said in one of these articles, they were saying like there's certain, I don't know, bulbs with certain things that they need that to make that would take up to a year to make before they could restore power. Even on a CME, they even mentioned CME, which is the coronal mass ejection, because again, especially black people, y'all, a lot of us don't pay attention to any of those types of things. You know what I'm saying? Science and we didn't pay attention in school. We don't care in our adult life. About the planets and the sun and the solar waves and how things can affect even stars and planets that are exploding like Betelgeuse and stuff, how that affects us in the area. Yeah, I know none of y'all pay attention to all that stuff, but the article was even talking about CMEs, how even that, if we have a massive CME, that our grid, it can fry our grids and we're out, and they have to, it could take up to a year, 6 months to a year. That was why they were saying Americans need to prepare themselves for at least 6 months without help from any governmental agency. Be able to hunker down and survive on their own. They said that in 2018. And then for the conspiracy theorists, okay, even when after that came out, then they had the Time magazine that was black. And people were reading into that. Some of y'all still didn't take the hint, and then they changed it to they had all those different little things on it, and people were trying to decode that, and y'all still would sleep on that. So yeah, man, I just, y'all. Oh wait, this is a thing. Wait a minute. Let me see what this is. I don't know if this is, I can bring somebody on, so I'm gonna press this. I don't know what this means. Oh, that's what that means. Oh, okay, you can't do. I was hoping that you could do. What's that? That's edit and that's comment. Okay, well, I guess they didn't. I would like to bring people in that be having questions. I don't know why they took that feature off. But yeah, I'm more or less disgusted on how people just like, well, fuck it, it ain't my problem, shit, whatever. That's just disgusting. I've been out here, you know, don't complain about shit that happened in the hood then. Because I promise you, that dude, that shot dude, he didn't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck if the other dude had family. He just had a baby. Don't give a fuck about his mama ain't got no money. Okay, the dude that robbed the liquor store, he didn't give a fuck. The dude that ran in dude's house with his kid, he didn't give a fuck. Right? Just like you don't give a fuck because it ain't got shit to do with you. You ain't the one that's, affected, right? Right? Fuck everybody else. Right? That's all you're doing. Shit, I mean, hell, I'm healthy. If I get it, I might not even get a cough. So shit, I'm good. Okay. Yep. So because of y'all that are playing into their hand, because they were hoping that would be millions upon millions of you who didn't give a fuck and still went on living your best life because you feel invincible, because you're healthy, or because you're young, or because you think it's a hoax. They're depending on you to do that. So now they can use you as a scapegoat for what they have coming next. So don't say, see, I knew it, see, oh, I'm so woke, I'm so, no, no, no. You allow them to play that hand by what you're doing now so that they can use you as a scapegoat. So let's be clear now. When it happens, all the other things that y'all saying that's going to happen, martial law, all this other stuff. Oh, they're going to vaccinate. They're going to force vaccinate. They're going to shut everything down. Woo, woo, or they're going to collapse the economy. Woo, 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 woo. Don't say that when it actually happens, because again, they deal in scapegoat. They're depending. They know that it's going to be a bunch of you that just don't give a fuck. It ain't me. I'm not going to get sick. Shit, I'm not cool with my family members. Fuck them too. As a matter of fact, I hope the bitch. I hope my mama, that bitch. I hope she die. I hope she get it. They're hoping. They're hoping. They're playing. They hope that you think it's a hoax, so you don't do what is they're asking you to do. They're hoping. They're why they're putting it out to do this, do that. They're hoping. They're hoping. So then they can go, hey, because this didn't happen, so this is what's going to happen. They're using you as a scapegoat. So just be clear when it does happen. Don't be like, see, I told y'all. No, people didn't do what they were supposed to do. So you people like you were using it as a scapegoat. You're being used as a scapegoat.